Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. Today, we'll be continuing our journey to Act 6, covering all of the easiest paths. If multiple paths are an option in a quest, I will cover them all. Remember that these are just what I found easier, and your roster and experiences may vary. So let's dive in. Act 6, Chapter 4, Quest number 5. Judgement. Just one more. The only path I can really recommend is through X23 and then teleport to 7A to Darkhawk. The nodes on this path are Lionheart, that we've seen a few times recently, Arc Overload, and Mirror Image. Lionheart, as we have seen, means that if the opponent is regenerating and you try and alter their regeneration rate with a debuff, you will instead massively boost it, and you will take a hefty amount of degen damage. Arc Overload means that at the start of the fight, and every 20 seconds, the defender gains some armor ups, but also a regen buff. This of course combines with Lionheart, so no trying to mess with it via debuffs. Heal blocks, passives, and other forms of blocking at healing, such as Warlock's Infections or Archangel's Awakened ability, are all still safe to use. If you're running the Despair Mastery, you don't have to worry, as that doesn't count either. Lastly, we have Mirror Image. Every 7 seconds, the defender will copy all of your Cruelty, Precision, Resistance, Fury, Armor, and Regen buffs for 6 seconds. This isn't the biggest issue, unless you plan on stacking some major Furies or Regens. Everything else doesn't really matter. Another thing to note is that this is quite a limited set of buffs. If we brought Hulkling, the 3 main buffs he gets regularly and easily are Bulwark, Aptitude, and Pierce, and all of these are completely safe to use. In terms of defenders, the most annoying ones are Darkhawk, Hulk Ragnarok, Green Goblin, and Guillotine 2099. But guess what they all have in common? They're metal. So here comes Magneto. If you're lacking a Magneto, then we have to think a little bit. Really, the nodes aren't that much of an issue, so standard counters for each one should work fine, as long as you have enough damage to get through the regen. Bring your top champs, and you'll probably be fine. Some things to watch out for though. Darkhawk has his auto block when you knock him down, and miss from his special too. Hulk Ragnarok goes unstoppable on his smash attacks. Green Goblin in general is a bit of a pain. He has his own personal regen, can reduce the power you gain, and his special attacks are quite annoying. And finally, Guillotine 2099 and her miss. Keep knocking her down so the miss goes on cooldown, and you should be fine. And if you're finding any of this helpful, please copy the buffs off that like button. The boss in this quest is the Hydra Adaptoid. To quickly review his abilities, he is fully bleed and poison immune, and every 8 seconds he gains a power gain buff granting 1 bar of power over 5 seconds. His Special 1 and Special 2 will power burn you for 50 and 100% respectively of your maximum power, and after either of them he will go unstoppable for 8.21 seconds. If you are drained to 0 power, you will also be heal blocked. Note that he gains a power gain buff every 8 seconds, and after each special, goes unstoppable for 8.21 seconds. This means if you can't deal with them, he will throw a special, go unstoppable, gain the power, and throw another special before the unstoppable goes away. From the nodes, he is fully armor break immune, as well as being immune to ability accuracy reduction from Force of Will. He also has Limber, that we have seen many times before, as well as Vigor, Matador, and his specials are fully unblockable. Vigor is fairly similar to Arc Overload that we saw on the path. Every 15 seconds he will heal, but if you can damage him below a multiple of 25% health, then the timer is reset. Matador is the same node that we saw in 6.3.5 Mysteria boss. When they throw any special, you gain 1 bar of power, but that is the only way you can gain power in this fight. As a final point, this guy has the animation set of Superior Iron Man. So the heavy is a single uppercut punch, the special 1 is a single beam, and the special 2 he jumps in the air and is another single beam. So what do we need to deal with here? Well, that unstoppable is by far the biggest issue, so that's where we'll be focusing. Any champion with easy access to Nullify, Stagger, Fate Seal, Slow, or Decelerate will work just fine, or a buff duration reduction ability also works great. Doctor Doom, the Hood, Awakened Longshot, She-Hulk, Spider-Gwen, Hawkeye, Mojo, and Absorbing Man will all do great. Remember that we can use a White Magneto pre-fight if our attacker is either metal or hero or both, for a passive stun, so we can ignore Limber entirely. The 15% damage boost is also nice to have. So, for our ideal team, what are we looking for? Well, let's start with the boss. Stealthy and She-Hulk will do great there. Stealthy will also do great for Hulk Ragnarok on the path, but to tackle those other path issues, Magneto is our top option. For our last 2 slots, you can kind of go with anyone. Just avoid anyone with loads of buffs, particularly Fury and Regen, and make sure you have enough damage to get through their regen. I think Mojo will be quite a bit of fun here, as there may also be an interesting interaction with his Fury. The opponent will mirror it, but then Mojo will turn it almost instantly into extra degen damage. For the last slot, I'll bring a solid counter. Let's go with Doctor Doom. General backup and good clearer. I could have brought many different champions here. I considered Guardian for a bit, Sunspot would be great, and so on. Fairly soon, after this video goes out, I will try and get up a short commentated video of me going through this path with the exact team I suggest. It will be much more relaxed, but should hopefully give you some more insight into how I look at getting around these issues. I will also answer any popular questions from the comments of this video in that video, so please leave yours down below. As always, remember that this is story content, so it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. If you get stuck here and find yourself spending lots of resources, stop and focus on something else. I know you are close to the Grandmaster, but you're going to need those revives later. The monthly event quest and side quests are great places to pick up more materials, shards and units, as are battlegrounds and the arena. So, that's it. Everything you need to know to clear 6.4.5. The Grandmaster and 6.4.6 will be coming next week, so stick around to see that. I also have a Discord server, so please go and join that. It's a great place to get specific advice, make suggestions for future video topics, and as long as I'm awake, I do my best to be there as much as possible. If you have any questions, please do leave them down below, and please do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you, and I will see you next time.